What's your general thoughts on how that game played out? Obviously, you guys were camped out and you're attacking during the second half.
Yeah, look, first of all, I must pay tribute to the New Zealand public who've turned out, not just last week, but today. So fantastic to see those kind of numbers, and it's something that I guess the fans in Australia should take heed of and have a look at and get behind their teams, because certainly it's been tough in this country, and they've come out and supported their sporting team. So that's great. And on the back of that, I guess, don't normally, and I don't want to say this, but I wasn't happy with the referee's performance. I think he's a very inexperienced campaigner, and I think the crowd overwhelmed him, and some of his decisions perhaps were strayed by the enormity of the crowd and the noises of the crowd, and that can happen. I understand that, but it would have been good to have someone with a bit more experience who was able to understand the enormity for us and for the opposition in terms of what today's game meant. Yeah, they scored, and we knew that what they're like, and they camp in their 5-4-1, and they're hard to break down at times. And I don't think we were disciplined enough in the first half in our shape. We worked on it. We wanted to stay in pockets. We wanted to play between the lines, and we did that in the second half. And not to mention the missed penalty in that first half. You go in at 1-1, you change things again, which I was always going to do at half time, and it could have been a different conversation we're having right now, but it's not. And we didn't find a way to score. We've hit the crossbar a couple of times. We've had a few chances as well, but it wasn't our night tonight.
Just on the refereeing, are you thinking maybe you should have had another penalty later on?
Yeah, I agree. I think I was able to see it from somewhere else, not pitch side, but Tom Mohamed, his hands were all over him. And like I said, there were numerous occasions that happened throughout the game, and I kept questioning the fourth official. The fourth official said, I agree with you, Mark and Dutchie, but he's making his own decisions. And that's all you can do. At least they are working and communicating, because it's one thing that we questioned, are the fourth officials communicating with their referees. He says he was, and he kept agreeing with us for all those examples and instances that we saw with our eyes. But I'm no different to any other coach. I just asked for consistent decisions, and it didn't go our way. And like I said, I mentioned what I thought in terms of the crowd, and fantastic crowd, great noise. It was awesome to be out there and listen to that. But like I said, I think a more experienced coach or referee would have taken that noise away. 5 minutes as well. I mean, we've been on the wrong end of some long extra time minutes when we're leading, and there was a lot of stoppages in the second half, and we timed them as well. So I'm not too sure where they got the 5 from, but that kind of angered me as well. Again, I just don't understand the inconsistencies and where they find it, because we've asked where the stoppages are, and then where we take our own stoppages based on the information they give us, and it is what it is. What can you do?
And I guess your red cards come from you expressing that frustration?
Yeah, basically. I just questioned it. Yeah, wrong of me. I put my hand up.
Did you get some for better words? Is that what happened?
I think so. Yeah, it like I said, in the heat of the moment, I want to win. I'm pretty passionate. My mistake. I apologise for that, and I shouldn't have done that. But I mean, I've seen guys get yellow cards, other coaches, but it's the first time I've seen a straight red, so it must have been pretty strong. If it was, I apologise.
Is there still a bit of extra spice for you, Mark, when you take on the Phoenix?
No, it's got nothing to do with Phoenix, nothing to do with it. I think if you've seen our games, I'm like that. Even where I was last year, last couple of years, this year as well, I'm no different. It's got nothing to do with the Phoenix. I had a great time. I always say that here. Rob Morrison and the football club gave me an opportunity at this level. I'll always be grateful and thankful for that. And I love my time. I love the supporters. I've got not one bad word to say about it. I'm sure Wolfie wants to beat me as much as I want to beat him. And like I want to beat every team that I play against. It's no different. Like I said, it's nothing towards this club. They've been great to me.
And with your opening comment, were you saying the New Zealand crowds have sort of set an example?
Yes,
for Australia
absolutely.
Fans?
Absolutely. The noise last week you could hear it through the TV screens. Piney called another great game, but being here live and watching it, and they make noise. It's great. I can't recall. Probably Melbourne Victory is the only team that I can recall where there was such an atmosphere at an away game, and you know what they're like, right? They're probably arguably the biggest club in the land. So full credit to the New Zealanders who came out and supported, even up here. They support their teams. Hopefully it continues. That's all I hope for. But yes, they can take a leaf out of their book. It's been tough for many people in Australia. I understand that, but what better way to go out and watch a live game of sport in any code? That was superb, superb. I wish they were on my side.
Just one from me, Mark, if that's okay. At half time, we saw some footage of you. Your back was to the camera, but it was clear that you were making some points to your team. Can you just basically for us what your messaging was at half time?
Yeah, it was quite simple. We were building up with 3. Jack was getting too deep. They were setting up in a 5-4-1. There was no reason for us to drop an extra player in that area. I wanted him to sit in front of the 9. I wanted Jimmy Trewisi to stay in between the lines. I wanted Stevie and Bacchus to stay in between. Fullbacks a little bit higher, and we're breaking that first line every time. I want us to be more comfortable with the ball in transition when we lost it. They're just going to go back. You put 2 or 3 passes together, they just drop off into their zone, the defensive zone. So we need to be bit more calmer and look to try and play and get them to drop if we couldn't transition quickly. And we did that in the second half. So all those things, and it starts with the first part, and that's getting Jack a little bit higher, in behind the 9. Now we can bounce into Jack and look to play in between the lines, get our fullbacks overload in certain areas, in the wide areas. They play through at the back. It's always going to be hard for us to break through that way, centrally. So we look to do that around the outside. But we knew that, and that was what's frustrating. Any coach will tell you, you work on things, you analyse the opposition, you put a game plan together, and you just want to execute that game plan. And we just didn't execute in the first half with a missed penalty, right? So knowing that we could fix the things, and we did in the second half, and you saw what the second half looked like. That's all. It's just has to be a learning curve for us going forward, and it's we just need to learn and improve. There's 3 games to go, and we're just going to continue on, and they understand, the kind of environment we want to create and how we want to play and things like that. But we just got to do it from the start, and and back ourselves. And that's about it.
Just on the penalty you did miss, obviously unfortunate sort of slip there.
Yeah.
But were there any, throughout the game, were there any concerns about the surface, or was that?
Nah, there shouldn't be. Nah, it's rain, beautiful, fantastic. Oh, I love that. Who wouldn't want to play in rain and slide around and superb conditions? I would have loved it. And you have to embrace that. Embrace the atmosphere. Embrace the stadium. The grass is superb. If everyone's going to have a crack at the pitch, they're kidding themselves. It was beautiful. They hosted us superbly. We're staying in a superb hotel, overlooking the ocean. Beautiful. It should be a joy to play football, knowing that you're starved of an atmosphere in Australia. You get that here, or you have last week and this week, So embrace it, enjoy it, love it. Oh, I certainly did, even towards the end.
If you're on the same plane back tomorrow, and the referees are probably on that plane too.
I hope so. All right. Good stuff. Thanks, guys.